Hello, Kenneth. Good to see you again. Right, so, where did we get to? Yes. We started to talk about your school days, and you were telling me how you felt quite lonely and isolated.
Everyone feels isolated and lonely at school, you fucking idiot.
Well, what would you like to talk about then?
I don't know. Let's talk about you. Are you married? Do you have kids?
We are here to talk about you, Kenneth.
Well, I'm not going to say anything else until you tell me something more. Because I know you need me more than I need you.
No, I'm not married.
I never had a problem getting women. You've just got to be assertive.
What do you mean, Kenneth?
I mean, if you want something, you take it. You are a man, aren't you, Rob?
Sally Reynolds was the first victim. Were you assertive with her?
She was more of an experiment.
An experiment?
Yes, an experiment. Well, how can you tell if you really like something until you've tried it?
Tell me what led you to try it first time.
I was always different, special. Normal teenagers would just fantasize about seeing a girl naked, and that would be enough. But not for me. From the age of 14 or 15, my sexual fantasies were all interlocked with fantasies of killing and torture. But fantasies stop being enough. When you've thought your darkest fantasy, what then? So, when I was 17 or 18, I started going out at night and looking in the windows of young girls, watching them undress, or fantasizing about breaking in, knocking them unconscious, and having sex with them. But this one night, I must have been too loud. So her dad comes running out of the house with a cricket bat. So I have to run. It must have been a mixture of adrenaline and the pent-up sexual frustration, what with not being able to finish. But I felt like a caged animal. I'm not even sure I knew my own name. It was so powerful and intoxicating. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I know what it is now. Evil. I suppose it was just bad luck. Wrong place at the wrong time. I had only been stopped for a second or two when I noticed her. She looked so perfect. I knew what was going to happen. I fell to the floor to pretend that I was hurt. There was a rock just next to where I had fallen. I remember its texture. So smooth, and it fitted perfectly in my hand. When I looked back at her, she had seen me and she had stopped.
Are you okay?
I've fallen. It's my ankle. I've hurt my ankle.
As she was walking closer, that feeling, it was everything. And I could feel the surges going all the way from my core to the very tips of my fingers, and I didn't blink once. I put my hand out for her to help me. It was shaking, To me, it was shaking so much it was like there was an earthquake inside my body. I remember her hand when it touched mine. It was the last time I ever touched someone as a human being. I used her momentum to pull me to my feet. I felt so big and so powerful. In that moment, there was nothing to touch me or stop me. No person or animal or even God. That wasn't the end of little old Sally, though. It was important for me at that time to get it exactly right. After all, as far as I knew back then, it could have been my only time to play with the gods. So I didn't want to rush it. I wanted, needed her to be awake. For when I finally did do it, she needed to know that it was me. I was the one that had total control of her life. I could see it in her eyes. She knew what was coming. She could probably see it in my eyes. I think there was more pleasure in the build-up that was until the very last breath of life. I could see it deep in her eyes, just fading and fading until it was gone total. Words just can't even begin to explain how that makes you feel. It was like I had transcended to another plane. Nothing in everyday life mattered anymore. The world and everything in it had irreversibly changed forever. As the ecstasy started to fade, I just wanted to lay there next to her for a while, just to hold onto my new creation.
Okay, Kenneth. It seems we've run out of time.
Okay. Well, until next time, shall we talk about my experiments to create sex zombies? I would drill holes in girls' heads and put acid into their brains. And that was how I got caught. It's my own fault, really. I shouldn't have kept those mummified heads as trophies. I suppose we won't be seeing each other again after today.
Do you feel regret?
Does God feel regret for any of his creations?
I can't see how you can believe in God.
How can I not believe in myself? I have touched something you can only dream of. And I know you dream about it, Robert. I've touched you. I know you can see what I see. Just like Sally and all the others.
Come on, kid.
Come on. I'll be seeing you soon, Robert.
Come on.
Bad day?
Kenneth.
Nice to meet you, Ken. I'm Lucy.
Kenneth. My name is Kenneth.
Okay, well, I can manage the rest of the way. Thanks for walking me home, Kenneth. Bye, Kenneth.
You've just got to be assertive.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go home yet.
What are you doing? Like, go, you creep!
There was a rock just next to where I had fallen. I remember its texture. So smooth, and it fitted perfectly in my hand. It was almost like an extension of my own body.